Hey, welcome back to the channel. Have another unboxing video today. This is kind of a surprise gift from my wife. I knew this game existed, but I hadn't seen it anywhere, so apparently she found it for me online. It's actually from 2021, but I haven't really seen it in the wild at all. And I've heard good things about it, mainly because it's based on the Fantasy Realms game, which is pretty popular. It's won some awards. I believe there's even an app for the Fantasy Realms game, not the Star Trek version of it, but the Fantasy Realms game on iOS and Android, I believe. So it's obviously pretty popular if it's got an app and everything to play, electronically as well as using the cards. So anyway, I figured go ahead and get into this one and take a look at it and see what all the cards are about. We'll go from there. So let me get into the box here. Always be safe with your X-Acto knife. So this game takes place during Next Gen era Star Trek. As you saw, Spock is on the cover, but it's Ambassador Spock, so it's not going to be Kirk or anybody like that in there. It's all going to be various Next Gen characters. So I have no idea how to play the game. I have not played it before. My understanding is it's kind of a lightweight game. You have a little score sheet here. And basically, each one of your cards has synergy with other cards. So you're trying to put together a mission with like the best possible crew and that sort of thing. And the way I've heard it described is it's actually, as you can see on the back here, you've got like different missions, and then you've got system cards that are things like ship systems or locations on the ship or characters, that kind of thing. And you're trying to assemble the best layout of cards to basically put together a mission or like an episode of the show. So the way I've heard people talk about it is you're getting the cards together, you're trying to get the best score, and you're describing it as the mission. So it's like, okay, well, we have an away team, and Ambassador Kalar is going on it to do this, that, and the other, and you're kind of describing at the end kind of what your episode that you've put together is. So as you can see, it's all just cards. It's just a card-based game. I don't know exactly what the difference is on the backs, but I will see that in a minute. These are probably the missions because it's a much thinner pack than this pack, and they have different backs on it. So I would assume this is the missions. So we'll open that one up first, and then we'll get into these cards, and we'll take a look at them. The rule book is not a super thick rule book. It doesn't seem like it's a very complicated game. It's a 7-page rule book, and they just tell you in here, how things are scored. It's like if you have this artifact, if you have this mission here, you get bonus points for artifacts and cosmic and science keywords. So if you're trying to put together a layout of cards that have those sort of things in them so they can link together, and then the other cards might have other things that link with other cards. So if you have a science Klingon, but then you have another Klingon that links to other Klingon cards, then it all starts to kind of add up more points. And you can see over here on the right kind of how they do the scoring. So how that works. So, but anyway, so yeah, not a super deep rule book, which is good. It's like I said, it's kind of a light game. Does it say on there what the anticipated play time is? Oh yeah, right here, about 20 minutes. So not a deep game at all. Definitely kind of a filler game, between other things. But I'm a sucker for all things Star Trek, so I would have to have this in my collection, which my wife knew, and that's why she got it for me. So. Anyway, move that over there. Okay, so let's get into the cards here. So, be very careful opening these up. I don't like it when the card packs don't have the little included puller to open the pack up like a pack of cigarettes with that little band that's included in it. So you have to be very careful how you start the package being opened. There we go. And we might have company here in a moment. Hi, Harley. You're going to walk right in front of the camera. Thank you, honey. It's nice to see you. Okay, so get these out here. There we are. So the different missions we have: away team, plus 5 for personnel. Thank you, sweetheart. 5 personnel with a different I guess, job or something. We'll figure out what that means in a minute. But and for each transport, tricorder, hand phaser that you have. So things that an away team would need with them. So that's cool. Board cube mission, +5 for each captain and each combat security. Oh, okay, that's a skill, I guess, for each combat and security skill. So on this one, personnel's with each one with a different skill. So you have a well-balanced away team, and then for each piece of standard away team equipment you have, you get more points. So that's pretty cool. 5 for each captain, and each combat and security skill. You may blank up to 2 galaxy cards in your hand. Each card you blank scores identically to board cube instead of its printed bonus. I guess because those cards are being assimilated. Computer virus, points for systems and holograms, conflicting orders, 14 for any 2 or more command cards with the same, whatever the yellow is. Let's see what those things mean. Let's find that out real quick. So the green is specialty, blue is life form, different life form. Affiliations, that's Federation, Klingon, Ferengi, Romulan, that sort of thing. So that's what those mean. So specialty is like their skill, and then their life form is what type of species they are, and then affiliation is who they're affiliated with. So you could have Worf, who would be a Klingon life form affiliated to the Federation, and his specialty would be, combat or something. That makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, so back to this. So 14 with 2 or more command cards with the same affiliation. So if you have 2 or more command skill cards or specialty cards with the same affiliation. So if you've got like 2 commanders that are both Federation, then you get like 14 points per 2 of those cards, which is nice. Diplomatic conference, similar thing, 5 for each different. 1 captain's distress call. I'll just kind of go through these quickly. I'm not going to stop on each one of them. If you need to look at them, you can pause the video and see what you think of it. Engineers, Enterprise goes haywire. Ethical dilemma. Federation under siege. Harley, thank you. Imminent destruction. Intruder alert. Klingon Civil War. Language barrier. Of course, that's the Darmok. Yeah, Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. Personal issues. I almost said personal blues for no good reason. Mysterious plague. That's one where Troy turned into a fish. Q. Gotta have Q in the game if you're doing next gen. Blossoming romance. That's interesting. Scientific puzzle. Space confrontation with the Cardassians. Lure of profit. Of course, that's Ferengi. Now, is that a picture? I mean, that's definitely Quark. Is that from Deep Space Nine, and they just use that photo in this, or is that from? No, that's from the bridge. Okay, yeah, I'm being a nerd here. This is that one where Riker called in a favor to Quark. So that's the view screen on the Enterprise bridge, but Riker was calling Quark to buy some information off him or something. Time distortion. Trapped in the holodeck. And back to the away team. So that's all the different missions. So put that back in the box there. Okay. And then this is the actual cards that you would be using in your hand to try to form the best possible collection of people, places, and things to complete your mission that you have for the turn. So as you can see here, this is how these cards work. You've got Ambassador Kalar. Her specialties are Ambassador and Security. She's a human Klingon hybrid because she's half human, half Klingon, and she's affiliated with the Federation. And she gets even more points if she has Worf on the team with her. And then Spock, Batleth, it's a weapon. Bridge is a location. Picard's a captain, of course. Gowron's a captain. Bruce Maddox is commander. Curran is a captain, even though he's a commander, but okay. Commander Sela is a captain. Commander Tomalak, captain. These are all Romulans. Riker, commander. He gets points for having transporter, Troy, and away team. Computer. Troy. 5 for each different species, not including herself. The crystal entity. You can have that on your team. That's interesting. Damon Bach, Ferengi. Damon Tog, Ferengi. Crusher, Beverly. Engine room. Wesley, Hand Phaser, Holodeck 1, Holodeck 2, that's cool. Professor Moriarty, hologram. Leah Brahms. Okay, so they do counter as human, so that's interesting. For each Geordie LaForge engine room, holodeck 1 or 2 or computer, she's +5 counts as a hologram. If you don't have holodecks or computer, then she's human. So it depends on which episode you're doing, whether she's the hologram recreation of her or the actual person coming on board the Enterprise. That's very clever. That's very clever. I like that. Data. LaForge. I gotta say, I'm not crazy about the art. I mean, the art is good. It's photos, but it's that kind of washed out kind of color to it, which, I mean, the cards are all color based for what they are. But, I mean, it's not a bad look, but there's just something kind of off about them where they kind of look, what's the word I'm looking for? They almost look used, you know, like they're kind of faded. So, but they're not bad. They're not bad cards. It's just kind of, you know, they could be better, I guess, in my opinion. I'm just being picky now. Lore. Lursa and Bator. A lot of color on that one, but see, their faces are kind of black and white. Loxana Troy. Minuet. Well, they are going deep cuts on this one. Okay. That's Riker's hologram girlfriend. Hologram perfect woman. Photon torpedoes. Quarters. Shields. Sickbay. Location. Sovac. Spock. Did I already have Spock? I'll have to come back to that. I thought we had a Spock already. Stone of Gaul. 10 Forward. The Traveler. Thoughtmaker. Dolian Soren. Oh, they went in the movies. Okay, that's from Generations. Dr. Soren. Tox Uthat. Tractor Beam. Transporter. Tricorder. Turbolift. Unidentified ship. That's cool. You can choose what it is. Kind of a wild card. I like that. Vosh. Vice Admiral Nakamura. And back to Kalar. And I'm going to go back around to Spock. Okay, so they do have 2 Spocks. That's interesting. Oh, you know what? I said Spock. That's Sarek. Wow, that was bad. I didn't even look closely at it. See, that goes back to the pictures again. So, yeah, it's Ambassador Sarek. But the way it was written and just kind of the color being off on it, and I had just looked at the art and everything in here, I was thinking it was Spock. But yeah, Spock was there later on. So they've got Ambassador Sarek and then Spock by himself. So, okay. So that's all the cards. So again, I'm not sure exactly how the game plays. Let's take a look at it real quick just to see. So you set it up, you shuffle them into separate decks, and then you deal everybody 5 Galaxy cards. So these are the Galaxy cards, the ones with all the characters on them and everything. And then 2 of the mission cards. And then you place them nearby, and then each turn you can take a card from the discard, and then discard a different card to the discard area, or you can take the top card, draw the top card from the Galaxy deck, and discard any card to the discard area. Or you can draw 2 from the mission deck, and then discard any 2 back to the discard area. So basically, you're always going to have 7 cards in your hand, is what it sounds like. 2 missions and 5 Galaxy cards. And then all the discards need to be spread out. And then you're just drawing, almost kind of like a rummy in a way, where you're either drawing from the discard or drawing from the deck. And you're just trying to put together the best hand you possibly can. And then the game ends when there are either 8 Galaxy cards or 12 mission cards in the discard area. Okay. So it just goes around till enough people have discarded cards that you're stuck with what you've got. So, okay. So that's why it's a short game. It doesn't take long to get 8 cards into the area or 12 mission cards into the area. So, the discard area. So, anyway, I'll do a playthrough video later and just check it out and see how that goes. But if you've played this one, let me know what you think of it. See, is it a game that you guys are into? Is this something you'd never heard of before either? It's nice to have kind of a lightweight Star Trek game here, because I have a lot of very heavyweight Star Trek games like Ascendancy or Fleet Captains that can take quite a while to play. So it's kind of nice to have a game like this, which is very light and really can be introduced to non-gamers as well as gamers, because it's not a super complicated game, and obviously it doesn't seem like you have to have a lot of deep-rooted Star Trek knowledge to know what the cards say. You know, if you don't know Spock is a Vulcan, it tells you on the card what he is. So anyway, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Thanks for checking out the video, and I will see you on the next one.